On to a Gravitas special report. Ferocious winds, torrential rainfall, mass evacuations, widespread flooding. Typhoon Dolphin has unleashed its fury on eastern China, but the atmospheric disturbance caused from the storm could have far-reaching consequences and impact thousands of kilometers away. Specifically for India's monsoon, even as that threat looms large, authorities in China are gauging the full scale of the typhoon's destruction. China, in fact, issued a red typhoon warning after Dolphin made 2 landfalls. Authorities across eastern China raised emergency response levels as the floods, landslides, the typhoon damaged threatened economies. More than 1 million people have been evacuated. Hundreds of flights and trains have been suspended or cancelled. Authorities have also released water from the rivers and the reservoirs as water levels continue to rise. Shanghai has taken a direct hit from the torrential rain. Suburban areas and residential compounds have flooded. Metro operations and ferry services have been disrupted. Rescue teams have evacuated residents and pumped out flood water as well.
It was raining for almost the whole night last night. When I got up today, I found the compound was flooded everywhere. The street is flooded as well. That's basically the situation we see now.
But floodwater is not the only threat. Eyewitness video showing a truck being flipped on its side as heavy rain and powerful winds pounded Wenzhou in eastern Zhejiang province. Winds of up to 151 kilometers per hour were recorded near the typhoon's center when it made landfall in a province around 300 kilometers southwest of Shanghai. In fact, this is the strongest typhoon to hit China this year. More than 900 trees have been damaged in Wenzhou itself. Dolphin has now weakened to a tropical storm, but the threat is not over. The slow-moving system can still bring prolonged heavy rainfall, keeping the risk of floods and landslides high. In Hong Kong, the story has been very different, but just as extreme in a way. The typhoon's outer airflow has pushed temperatures to extreme levels. Residents and tourists have been searching for shade as well as relief. Hong Kong has recorded its hottest days since official meteorological records started in 1884. Temperatures could hit 37 degrees Celsius or higher in some parts.
Today's weather is really hot. It seems like one of the hottest 1 or 2 days since 1884. That's 143 years, and I just happened to catch it.
Colombia was rocked by a powerful 7.4 magnitude earthquake, killing at least 20 people, causing widespread damages across several parts. In fact, the visuals showing the power of the earthquake, debris seen falling from an emergency services building during that earthquake. At least 20 structures have collapsed in that one part, leading to emergency teams assessing the extent of the damage. In fact, the mayor there has requested the rescue teams to support emergency operations, basically the teams from other parts. Somewhat similar horrific images were captured in another part, which showed a side tower of the iconic cathedral there collapsing with debris falling on the nearby streets. The earthquake has prompted evacuations in several parts as authorities urge the residents to stay away from buildings showing structural damage. The 7.4 magnitude earthquake struck at around 7:34 a.m. local time. With the epicenter, this was near an area in Choco province. The Colombian Geological Service also put the depth at around 96 kilometers, while other authorities reported a depth of 79 kilometers or more. The earthquake was strongly felt in Colombia's major cities. It was also felt across the border, in fact, in Ecuador and Venezuela. In one part, 18 people were reportedly killed, while others were trapped after buildings were collapsed there. Authorities also reported injuries and structural damage across the affected area. The earthquake is reportedly the strongest to hit Colombia in the last decade, triggering a large-scale emergency response. Authorities are also warning people to remain alert for possible aftershocks. The earthquake coming weeks after two powerful earthquakes, remember, of 7.2 and 7.5 magnitude hit Venezuela in June, killing more than 5,000 people, destroying hundreds of buildings. On to a report about how day turns into pitch black night this Wednesday, as a historic total solar eclipse sweeps across. In fact, scientists prepare for an unprecedented cosmic event, while astrologers warn of dramatic shifts. Nearly 1 billion people could potentially see a partial solar eclipse, with 15 million in its path of totality.
For a few minutes, daylight will collapse into darkness. The sun will turn into a black disk, and around it, a ghostly white crown will suddenly appear. This is the solar corona, the sun's vast outer atmosphere. Normally, it is almost impossible to see because the brilliant surface of the sun overwhelms it. But during totality, the moon blocks that surface almost perfectly, and that changes everything. On August 12th, the corona could reveal something nobody has ever seen in exactly the same form before. Not because scientists have never seen the corona, but because the corona itself is constantly changing. It is shaped by the sun's magnetic field, and that magnetic field is never still. Every eclipse, therefore, captures a unique moment in the life of our star.
So when we have that moment of totality of the moon directly in front of the sun, it reveals the sun's outer wispy atmosphere called the corona, something that's still quite mysterious to astronomers, so we can study it during that moment. So actually, they're incredibly useful as well.
The total eclipse will cross parts of Greenland, Iceland, Spain, northern Russia, and a small part of Portugal. Millions more across Europe and beyond will see a partial eclipse. In Britain and Ireland, the moon will cover roughly 90 to 96% of the sun, with the best views towards the southwest. Eclipse fever is building in Madrid, where residents and visitors are scrambling to get their hands on protective glasses.
It has been a dream for me to see the real one with a sunny day. And this year it will be a solar eclipse during the sunset. So I guess it will be more romantic with all the sunset views. So it will be really exciting to see.
It's extremely beautiful. So I'm really looking forward to this one because at sunset it's a magical time anyway. And yeah, 1 minute 40 of totality. Hopefully I find a nice place on the side of a hill in the countryside.
Astrologers are also closely watching the solar eclipse, viewing it as a period of major shifts, new beginnings, and emotional turning points. For some, it may bring changes in career, relationships, and personal priorities, depending on their zodiac sign and birth chart. But for science, the real attraction is much bigger. For a few fleeting minutes, the moon will switch off the sun's glare and expose a changing world of plasma and magnetic fields. A view that will happen once and never look exactly the same again.